All right, New York Jet fans, we got some news today. We got a new column out of, you guessed it, Zach Rosenblatt out of The Athletic. Here's what he heard at the NFL Combine. Combine is over. Rosenblatt heard some stuff about the Jets. The QB plan. The sense is that the Jets are going to target a middle tier quarterback market and have a competition with Tyrod. This is what I told you on Sunday that I thought the plan might just be. Looks like, from what Rosenblatt's hearing, this is going to be the way it is. There's buzz around the possibility of Justin Fields, though he is expected to garner interest from multiple teams, including the Steelers. So Sam Darnold, not a realistic target. They're talking about Carson Wentz and Kirk Cousins. Now, Wentz, he's a high variability quarterback. I would not anticipate us signing him. I think this is coming from Wentz's agent. I mean, after all, the guy is relatively young, if you think about it. And, so Rosenblatt is going back 7 years, 7 or 8 years to make a case. That sounds like agent talk to me. Now, Kirk Cousins, if he gets released, then yes, we would have interest, I believe. But I think somebody like we talked about on Sunday, like Cooper Rush makes more sense because Tyrod Taylor's a low variability quarterback, doesn't turn the ball over. Neither does Cooper Rush. They have other issues with their game, but I think that's a steady Eddie. A steady Eddie is kind of what AG and Muji are looking for in this first year. Just give me a steady Eddie while I build out everything else, and then we take our swing in 26. That's what I think. And Kirk Cousins is a steady Eddie, and except for his last year there, where he started throwing all sorts of interceptions uncharacteristically. So it depends how you look at his last year there. Was he injured? Was it the Achilles? Was it the shoulder injury? Whatever it was. But Carson Wentz does not fit the profile of a steady Eddie type of quarterback, so I don't see that one. Now, he's predicting Fields. Now, Fields is making progress as a steady Eddie, but if you go with Fields, it's a different situation. If you go with Fields, then we're running RPO offense, and it's going to be run, 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 and more running and more running. Um, so that could be another way we go, but we'd have to see. And Fields did, has been knocking down his interceptions anyway, as he's been in the league more and more. Now, bringing back Sherwood. This is the most important thing here. Mutual interest from the team and the player to get a deal done, possibly even ahead of free agency. So I'd say this is probably the number one thing I'd like to see happen. There's a number of other guys I'd like to see come back. Morgan Moses, Brandon Eccles. Um, I wouldn't mind Conklin if we went that way. I'm kind of 50-50 on Conk. But Sherwood is a young, up and coming, good linebacker that's not going to break the bank because the linebacker position doesn't do that in terms of cost. So might as well, in my opinion. Now, of course, some people are going to have him going over to Sala in San Francisco or Olbrick over in Atlanta. Range of 8 to 10 million. Spot Track has him at 7.5. So this is a little high, but you could see it 8, 9. We always got to overpay because of who we are. Spoken about that many times before. So that makes sense. Morgan Moses says here is expected to garner decent interest, but it's unclear. He says the Jets should re-sign him, though it's unclear as of yet if there's a push to do so. Conk would have an interest in returning, though he says might have some competition on the market. SNY reported maybe we want Juwan Johnson or John Bates. We need a blocking tight end. Expect Lazard and Adams' decisions to come through sooner than later. Morstead might get cut, and DJ Reed not expected to return, but Isaiah Oliver and Tony Adams could be cheap returnees. Then he talks about the extensions, free agent targets. Um, Levi Onwuzurike, this would be a nice signing. I think these would all be nice signings here. The Detroit boys. We bring in some of these Detroit boys: Onwuzurike, Tim Patrick, Marcus Davenport, Derek Barnes, Ife Melifonwu. I would not be opposed to any of those players, even though getting a safety named Ife is not exactly great from a naming perspective, but he's a decent player. Matt Pert, DJ Jones. I'd rather have DJ Jones than Matt Pert. Riley Dixon. Josh Palmer's a guy that I like as a free agent, 25-year-old. And maybe you catch him on the upswing. Another guy who's similar to Josh Palmer that I would look at is De'Ami Brown from the wide receiver perspective. There's an article out today that the Patriots are got plenty of money and they're willing to spend it on all kinds of wide receivers. They haven't been able to do that the last few years. Now the idea is, well, Drake May is there and Vrabel's there. They may be able to attract some wide receivers if they throw a lot of money at them. So there'll be a lot of competition, not just them, of course, but a lot of competition for these wide receivers. So you got to look at sort of the under the radar guys. Josh Palmer and De'Ami Brown could be guys who look at our opportunity for snaps and therefore receptions and therefore stats as attractive. Though the Patriots could offer that as well, because the Patriots really have, um, Pop Douglas and not much else. Maybe Keyshawn Butte gets you excited, but their other youngsters that they drafted were underwhelming. So, I mean, there's only so many they can sign. So Tim Patrick, a nice fallback option. Palmer, De'Ami Brown. There's a number of them. The good thing is we got one in Garrett Wilson. We might have another one in Malachi Corley. We don't know what we got in him. Was it the coaching? Were they just stupid about him? We don't know. But we'll find out very quickly as we try to fix this. Okay. Now, he says, I don't expect the Jets to go on a major spending spree in free agency. Well, we've got to be selective about it. Now, here's some other good news. 2 new staffers inspiring hope. I've heard nothing but positive reviews about Tanner Engstrand. Now, that's really great news because he's our offensive coordinator. Our offense has been problematic over the years, of course. This is his first shot at calling plays in the NFL. One Lions coach told me that Engstrand was adept at finding ways to exploit mismatches and at implementing ideas from the players. Well, that would be fantastic. That'd be nice if we were able to do that. So he also contributed ideas to the run game, even though he was the passing game coordinator. Hopping into various position meetings. All right. Throw around ideas. So this is good stuff here. Trick plays. Maybe he has a few trick plays. Engstrand's attention to detail, something that has been lacking the last 2 years with Nathaniel Hackett. A Jets coach told me in 2023 that he'd never watched less film with the offense in training camp than when Hackett took over. Oy, that's no bueno, Nathaniel. Speaking of Hackett, he almost got a job but did not, and he's still being paid by various people. Jets have also received positive reviews for adding Eric Corum to the staff as the team's director of player performance. Corum played a big role in bringing the GPS tracking to college football, crucial contributor to behind the scenes to Florida State's championship run in 2013. Worked in sports science over the years. This dude is very smart. He has a podcast. You can listen to it. I'm stoked about this hire, including for the Houston Texans. He's a Texas guy, so he'll have that in common with AG. Also went to Texas A&M. It's a positive sign the Jets are adding an analytical side to the operation, and Corum's addition could be impactful. So positive stuff from old Zach Rosenblatt. So let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're trying to get this thing up to 1,000 subscribers, and we got a long way to go, so we'd appreciate your help with that. Otherwise, just give it a thumbs up, and if you want to go the extra mile, you can join the Inner Circle, where you get exclusive stuff by clicking the Join button. I will see you next time, and as always, go Jets.